so good that if that happened, and when it's happened in his career, it doesn't hurt his confidence. He knows that he's in that category of player that I know I can redeem myself just get me to the next game now. And they can do, the best players can do that. And that's a different echelon of player at the NHL level that can do that. So if you look at the top players in the NHL, their confidence is not going to break. The guys right under that, they have a bad night. They may not want that next game.
SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio is the place for expert advice, strategy, and information from the best fantasy
Wide of the mark. Now Doc for Texier. To the line, now Lane Hutson on for Mike Matheson. As Yanni Gord pressures Bolduc far side, and the Lightning able to hammer it out. Here's Dobish out to play it aggressively as Hagel had an edge on Lane Hutson getting back, but this is corralled by Montreal, and they get their first unit with a minute 20 to go on this power play on the ice as it's back in the Montreal zone.
How about the composure with Dobish as he's got pressure on him. Just a little bit of a shoulder fake and hangs on to the puck.
Caulfield hurries in over the Lightning line. Puck goes all the way back out to center. And it's hunted down by Lane Hutson. Less than a minute to go in this double minor. 1-0 for Montreal halfway through the first. And again, Cirelli denies his own entry. Habs have to go back to center.
Can't forget that it's McDonough who's in the box, a key component to Tampa Bay's penalty kill.
No problem here, though, as Lilleberg fires it down ice. Ever since his first unit's come back on, they've had no luck trying to get this unit set up, but they'll be able to do it here as Demidov steers it in behind the net for Caulfield. Quickly pressured, now Chernak on it. And he's got a chance to fire it down ice off the boards. He'll do just that. Not much time left here for Montreal. 10 seconds as it's Hudson on the breakout to center. And they're going to say onside over the Lightning blue line. Back down low it goes. Power play is over as the Lightning kill off the double minor. And Ryan McDonough back on the ice. He's got control of it now. Up the near side, Lightning pitchfork it out to center ice. Collected by Carrier, and he gets knocked over by Brandon Hagel. As the Lightning scoop it over to Darren Radish. Over the Montreal blue line, Radish just throws it away off the boards.
That's a careless giveaway. You can see Hagel's reaction. There was an opportunity for Tampa to get in and get the zone set up, but instead turned the puck over to the Montreal Canadiens.
7:51 to go in the first. 1-0 Montreal lead. Doc plays it out to center. Loose puck. Texier trying to hunt it down. Good battle here with Emil Lilleberg. Comes loose for Darren Radish. He'll direct that off the boards ahead. Here goes Bjorkstrand onside. Off the backhand shot, and it stays out off the crossbar. What a try for Bjorkstrand. As the Habs look for it down low. The Lightning about an inch away from tying this game up at 1.
It's a backhand shot as well. It looks like it's nothing, but it finds its way through and catches the crossbar behind Dobish.
Second game of the series for Bjorkstrand. And almost made his mark, just as Gallagher did to start this one tonight. As Chernak plays it in from center. Dobish rips it right back around. Cut off by Gage Gonsalves. But the Habs break it up, and then they throw it away. Lightning are calling for puck over glass, and that's the call that they will get. So the Canadiens open up the goal scoring. Get a 2-minute, or rather a double minor, 4 minutes for high sticking. Can't capitalize. Bjorkstrand hits the crossbar, and the Canadiens will go shorthanded when we come back to Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Are you looking for an insurance broker, passionate and professional? With 65 years of experience, SO Insurance has proven to be totally dedicated to serving its clients. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, their brokers have one priority: to find you the best offer available to insure your home, car, and all other types of motorized vehicles. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by La Cage, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
Abrysvo is an RSV vaccine. 60 or over? Talk to your healthcare provider about Pfizer's Abrysvo. Visit abrysvo.ca.
Canadians Hockey is presented by Essor Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. Essor Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
6:54 to go in the first. 1-0 Montreal lead in Game 5. But the Tampa Bay Lightning, JP, are going to get their first opportunity on the power play.
Well, they will indeed, and things have not been going swimmingly for Tampa Bay. Only 1 for 7 last game in Montreal on the power play, but like McDonough taking an important penalty a few moments ago for Tampa, it's Jake Evans who gets the puck in the corner on his backhand, and he fires it into the stand. So this will be a delay of game penalty for the Montreal Canadiens as they'll look to try and keep this lead. It was Bjorkstrand, as you mentioned, Victor, who came in on that last sequence. A backhander, and a dangerous one at that, as he lets it rip and hits the crossbar.
Lightning gets set up right off the draw. Evans is in the box for Montreal. Tampa with it down low. Gensel over to Kucherov. Up top, Radish with his shot. Pod save made by Dobish. Back to the line for Radish. Right side, Kucherov. Down low to Gensel. Back to Kucherov. Radish far side with another rocket. That one's off the outside of the net. And here goes Suzuki up to center. One-on-one with Kucherov. Suzuki through the middle. Great move to the backhand, but it's kicked away by Andrei Vasilevsky.
The key with that is that Suzuki realizes who's in front of him. As talented as Kucherov is, he is not a defenseman, and Suzuki makes him pay and nearly doubles the lead.
Tampa Bay go back the other way, and they'll get set up again with 1:06 in their man advantage as it's Kucherov down low. He fanned a pass. They'll get it right back, though, and then deliver it to Jake Gensel. Right side, Kucherov through the middle for Braden Point, and a close chance there is stopped by Dobish as Philip Deneau tries to hunt down a loose puck. Brandon Hagel unable to wrench it away, and the Canadiens fire it down the ice. Vasilevsky off to Radish. 30 seconds to go in the Tampa Bay 5-on-4. We'll get a change here in personnel as they can't cross the line. Newhook bursting out to center, all by himself into the Lightning zone. Tried to cut through the middle, but this is broken up by Moser. Now settled down by Cirelli. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Cirelli driving the net, and he gets knocked down by Lane Hutson as it was directed wide, and Tampa Bay end up playing this puck into the Montreal bench.
It's a great acceleration by Cirelli down the middle of the ice. He knows he's got Hudson in front of him and flat-footed at that, so it's a power move to try and get onto his backhand and drive this puck to the net. But at the last moment, Hudson's able to catch up, just get the angle on him that he needs, and take him off of his feet as that puck goes harmlessly into the corner.
Center ice, Chernak plays it into the Montreal zone, and just like that, the power play is over. 5-on-5 again. Evans is back on the ice. Tampa Bay 0 for 1. 4:42 to go in this first period of play. Shots tied at 6. Canadiens lead 1-0. Loose puck at center, picked up by Ryan McDonough, and into the Montreal zone it goes, where it's quickly taken away and played off the boards by Hudson. Not out, jammed up near side wing. Hudson on it again, chased down by Yanni Gourde. Lane Hudson looks for a way out, and Tampa Bay give him some space here as they're changing. Now Struble up to center. Head for Texier, tripped over the blue line. And Connor Geekie takes it away. Lightning play it to center ice. Here's Corey Perry, far side, works in on Struble and turns around with a shot that's stopped by Dobish, and he'll squeeze it for the whistle.
It does exactly what Corey Perry does. He follows that puck up into Jakub Dobish. Dobish makes the save, but Perry comes in to sniff around to see if there's anything there for him to clean up.
3:53 left in our first period of play. Habs get the kill and still lead this game 1-0.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
If Bell Fibe TV is now streaming, is it still TV? Is it still TV if there's no TV box? If I can stream all my favorite channels and pause and record shows, that's TV, right?
A new era of Fibe TV. It's streaming, but it's still TV.
Well, glad that's settled.
Bell. Connection is everything.
For the first time in a decade, the NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
3:53 to go in the first. Montreal lead Tampa Bay 1-0, and some lineup changes, JP, as we get deeper into the series, but we're seeing a lot of the same thing here. Physicality and penalties to start this one in Game 5.
Well, yeah, we've already seen the double minor to McDonough, and then the Canadiens follow up with one of their own, but Montreal out-hit Tampa 50-28 in the game on Sunday, and overall they've out-hit Tampa 171-137. So you can see early on with the Canadian, Josh Anderson, as you know, will always find a way to finish off a check, but the Canadians are looking to get that side of the game going early as well.
Lightning win an offensive zone face-off. As the puck comes down low in the Montreal zone, fished away and thrown around for Radish, right side point. Cross ice, shot floated wide by Moser. And now cut off by Kucherov as the Habs tried to play it out to center. It does end up getting there anyway.
There's going to be a high stick, no question, on Kucherov.
Now Gensel, far side, Habs zone to the line. Moser cross ice for Kucherov. Good stick by Matheson, redirected that as Matheson gets dumped by Kucherov. Here goes Caulfield ahead to center. Good stick by Radish. Loose on the far side. Gooley is there for it. And he'll slow it down. Back at his own zone with Mike Matheson.
You can hear the conversation that Matheson was having with the referee. He felt like he had been interfered with Kucherov. As he skated past him, Kucherov just got his hand out and pulled him off of his feet.
Canadians far side, Lightning zone. Newhook tried to pass it over to Gallagher. Puck is taken away, though, by Ryan McDonough. And Brandon Hagel will steer it over to Braden Point. Point through center. Gallagher lost his stick as Point keeps it away from Gallagher. Now off to Crozier. Back over to the far side. Hagel turns around up high. Into the slot. Hagel throws it into the corner. It's picked up there by Point. Far side, Point. Looks to swing it back down low. Yanni Gourde harassed by Gooley, and we got a penalty coming up.
They're going to take both. There had been some kind of battle going on net front between Gooley and Gourde. And it's going to be Gooley who loses his stick, but the referee's going to make no discernible difference here. He's going to take both of these players off. Gourde goes off, knows that he's been caught probably for a hold, and maybe give Gooley a rough.
4. So you heard it there. We're going to go 4-on-4. Gooley and Gourde both go off. Of course, the Lightning do have a 4-on-4 goal in this series. It was a crucial one in Game 4. So we'll see if that makes a difference here with 2:08 to go in the first period. The Habs leading 1-0.
That's quite the finish by Gensel on that 4-on-4. Took a lovely pass. Just was able to shake Struble. Just got on the right side of Struble and redirected a pass in.
Gensel's going to start out here with Moser, Radish, and Kucherov. It'll be Matheson, Carrier, Slavkovsky, and Evans for the Montreal Canadiens. Evans wins the faceoff. Up the near side it comes. Lightning hold it in. Far side, Carrier on it now. He's directed to the boards. Matheson gets it. He'll steer it back in behind the Montreal net. Played over to Gallagher. Back down low for Carrier. And here goes Slavkovsky with speed to center. Right in on Radish. Down the far side. Little backhand try, and Vasilevsky is handled, and he'll play it right off to Moser. Now Darren Radish to center ice. Dealing with pressure from Mike Matheson. Canadians take it away far side. It's floated over to Demidov. Canadians handle it in their own zone. Played up to center. Tampa Bay right back in. Near side, Crozier tried to direct that back through the middle, but Dobish makes the save and hangs on with 1:09 to go in this first period of play. As Crozier gets into it a little bit here with Matheson after the whistle.
Sorry, Victor, that Crozier jumps into the play and gets pushed to the outside. No panic either way by the Canadians or Dobish in his net. Just runs the angle out, and Crozier fires the puck in as Mike Matheson steers Crozier into the corner with a stick.
So faceoff will be back in the Montreal zone. We still got a minute 1 in 4-on-4. Danault, Suzuki, Hudson, Carrier. All on the ice for Montreal. They win the faceoff back. Here's Hagel with Cirelli for Tampa Bay. Pressuring Carrier. He'll find an outlet to Philip Danault. And behind his own net. Habs pass it around. And then give it away at center to Ryan McDonough. Back there with Crozier. Crozier's got it. As McDonough goes off for a line change. Loose at center. Cirelli battles with Nick Suzuki. Puck comes loose near side for Tampa Bay. Not a whole lot going on right now. 4-on-4 as the Lightning have it in their own zone. Moser just skates around with it. 10 seconds left in the period. Gord and Gooley back on the ice. Here goes Kucherov venturing in over the Montreal line. Drops it all the way back to center ice, and that's going to be it for 20 minutes in Tampa Bay.
Well, it took 5 games for Brendan Gallagher to get back in the lineup. It took him one shift to make an impact. Brendan Gallagher hard to the net off of an Alex Newhook shot, and he hammers it into the back to open the scoring for the Canadians.
That is the only goal in the first. Gallagher from Newhook at 3 minutes of period number 1. Habs go 0 for 2. Lightning go 0 for 1 on the power play. As we've got the first intermission roundtable coming your way next. It is a 1-0 lead for the Habs in Game 5 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Hi, it's Ken Connors. When I need to take a little break from keeping up with the news, you know what I do? I go get my Habs fix and I check in with Campbell versus Gallo. Sean and Mitch cover everything from why the team has a hard time protecting a lead to who should be playing on the first line with Nick and Cole. It's a great hang for
Jeez, feels like the Habs are always on the road.
I hope they have good tires.
They fly.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
Cheer on your favorite team at Winnie's, the Sir Winston Churchill Pub and Winnie's Restaurant.
Restaurant and Bar, your ultimate hockey fever headquarters in the city. Catch every game live with great food, cold drinks, and unbeatable atmosphere. 1459 Crescent.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
For the first time in a decade, the NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
The first intermission is brought to you by Wegovy.
No score yet in the Battle of Pennsylvania, and what is a crucial game between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers. We could be in for a bunch of Game 7s this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to count on all 6 series going to 7, but it's still technically possible.
Yeah, we still got Utah and Vegas, who will drop the puck tonight at 10 o'clock.
Well, we are ready to go for the second period now at Benchmark International Arena in Tampa, Florida. Demidov, Slavkovsky, and Deneau will start for Montreal against Hagel, Kucherov, and Point. And the Canadians moving from left to right. And the second stanza will throw it right in behind the Lightning net to start us off. Fetched by Tampa Bay. Now here's Hagel out through center. Works it in. Tried to play it through the middle for Braden Point. Taken away, though, by the Canadians. Now Demidov to center with Slavkovsky. Broke it up the Tampa Bay line. Picked up again by Slavkovsky and played in, but J.J. Moser will get right to it. Now snapped off the boards, down the ice. Caden Gooley will scoop it up for Montreal. Dishes off to Hudson, played inside of the Tampa net, nudged aside by Andrei Vasilevsky. Suzuki down low, tied up by Ryan McDonough. Gensel takes it away. And here goes Tampa Bay to center. McDonough throws it down ice off a couple sticks. Does find Cirelli in Montreal territory. Now behind the net. Centering try for Ryan McDonough. Now another shot attempt from Eric Chernak. Goes off a body and the puck is played up and out. And again, the Lightning are calling for delay of game. Puck over glass.
You can see Lane Hudson looking to his left and right, see if any of the referees have picked up on this or not. Sure that they will indeed have a discussion. You can also see Cirelli net front getting tangled up with Dobesh.
Oh, I think this could be another 2-minute minor, JP, for delay of game.
Yeah, no question. You see the reaction by Lane Hudson.
Montreal 48, 2 minutes for delay of game.
There it is. Second time tonight. Habs are going to go shorthanded on the same call.
Same call and a very similar play, isn't it? So the first one we saw, and that was Jake Evans on his backhand. The exact same thing happens here with Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson was in a bit of a different situation, though, as his stick had actually broken in half. He was holding the bottom half of that stick, didn't have a lot of control on it, and the puck whips up into the stands. And immediately, the reaction by Hudson as he starts to look left and right, he knows he's guilty. Tampa 0 for 1 in the power play, but they'll go back to see if they can tie this game up just over a minute into period number 2.
Face-off win for Montreal, and the Kill's going to get off to a good start as they clear it down ice. Lightning with Gensel, Hagel, Kucherov, Radish, and Point.
Clean face-off win for Jake Evans. It's an easy exit, and it's already 30 seconds off the clock.
Tampa Bay cross in over the Montreal line. Hagel, left side, downhill, tries a shot, ricochets off the leg of Alexander Carrier. Near side, back to Hagel, wanted to go to the line, it's cut off and skated to center by Jake Evans. And now he'll just throw it in. As Darren Radish is back to gather it for Tampa Bay. Lightning up to center. To the Montreal line. Hagel is tied up and the Habs play it out. Comes right back in, but it'll be Mike Matheson to settle it down over to Gooley, and he'll play that off the boards to center. Half the power play gone for Tampa Bay, and the Habs will play a keep away here. Skipped all the way in behind the Lightning net. Vasilevsky directs it over to Darren Radish as Josh Anderson lost his stick.
It was Corey Perry who hung on to it.
So Anderson goes off as Dominic James carries into the Montreal zone. Second unit on for Tampa Bay. The Habs get another clear around the boards it out, and nothing is going for this Tampa Bay power play.
This is a careless play, though, by James. He takes Matheson one-on-one rather than turning this puck back up and trying to get things settled. And it's an easy clearance once Mike Matheson takes him off the puck. Canadians are able to collect it, fire it down the ice.
Tampa Bay back into the attacking zone. Moser up top. 5 seconds left of the power play. Shot goes off the stick of Evans. It broke it. Moser, near side. Power play over. Moser with a try to the net that skips around, and it's picked up by Montreal. Here goes Lane Hutson speeding through center. He's going to be caught by Sorelli. Shrugs him off, though, as he sends it out in front. And Newhook is there on the doorstep, but Vasilevsky hangs on, holds his post, and will get the whistle as Lane Hutson out of the box almost made it 2-0 Montreal.
Well, Hutson collects this puck as he comes out, and it looks like Sorelli, who's got a pretty good beat on him, is going to be able to angle all off into the wall, but it's the acceleration, it's the edge control. Sorelli ends up going down, and Newhook, very similar to what happened in the first period when he had a play in tight that led to Brendan Gallagher's first goal. He just can't elevate the puck past Vasilevsky to make it goal number 2.
D-zone faceoff for Tampa. It's a win for Montreal. Jackeye over to Struble. Long shot. Doesn't get through. Broken stick there for Lilleberg. As the puck came to him, he couldn't clear it, of course. And now he'll go in with a hard hit on Kirby Dach behind the Lightning net. Taken away by Yanni Gordon. He'll shovel that all the way to center ice. Canadians play it in. Vasilevsky out to stop it. Lilleberg with a new twig. Starts ahead to center ice for Tampa Bay. Far side plays it in off the boards. Chases after it down low in the Montreal zone. Good stick by Jakub Dobeš. Foils a wraparound. Now Crozier with a shot. In for the line. That's stopped by Dobeš. And a big pile up in front. Crozier and Jackeye are tied up with one another on the ice. And Jakub Dobeš is feeling the effects here of this last sequence a little bit.
He might be a little bit slow to get up, and I can understand why as Crozier follows his shot in, and you can see the reaction by Jackeye immediately as he follows Crozier in, tries to pull him off the pile, ends up getting on top of Crozier in the slot area. But Dobeš, no question, don't know if he takes either a shot to the head or takes a stick to the neck. But if the Canadians are the only ones who come out here with a penalty, as I think it might be Jackeye heading off to the box, I would be very surprised. And you will see the reaction from the Canadians bench as they look at this video and don't understand how that ends up being a 4-on-4 or at least offsetting penalties.
Looks like it's going to be a Lightning man advantage, JP. They are 0 for 2. Did not look very effective at all on their last man advantage and still trail this game 1-0. Lightning power play. Jackeye in the box for roughing. Tampa get it set up. Far side, Hagel. And gave it away at center. Here's Evans. Clean cut breakaway. Moving in, and Vasilevsky holds the fort for Tampa. Lightning back down ice to center. Braden Point sets it up at the point for Darren Radish. Radish near side for Hagel. Hagel stays with it. Not much movement here on the Lightning man advantage as Kucherov throws it down low to Gensel. Back over to Kucherov with a wrister, blockered away by Jakub Dobeš. Kucherov again for the line. He got a good piece of that one, and it's a glove save by Dobeš for the whistle.
Oh, it's a pistol coming in from Kucherov, but the nice thing about it for him, for Dobeš rather, is that Matheson does the job that he needs to do as Hagel is starting to slide into position. But Victor, let's come back to that last sequence, and it was Kucherov with the careless giveaway, and it lets Jake Evans get in. Evans can feel the pressure from Radish coming in off of his right side. He's got to take this puck to his backhand and doesn't end up getting a good shot off on net. But Jake Evans with 120 feet to think about it as he gets in tight and looks to double. But Vasilevsky stops that shorthanded attempt.
Habs are going to get a quick clearance here off the draw, and now Anderson rushing in, but Vasilevsky gets out to move it right to Darren Radish. Lightning come in near side. Kucherov throws it round the boards, right to Gensel. Now over to Braden Point. Down low, Kucherov, Radish, far side. Lightning pass it around. Still no shots. Radish. Back around to Kucherov down low. He tried to go for a sharp angle shot, and there were about 10 passes for Tampa Bay before they settle for a low percentage look, JP.
Well, only 37 seconds left, and you can hear the crowd starting to get on this team. They're not booing them, but you can feel the frustration as this puck just keeps moving around. Dobesh holds that left post tight as Kucherov tries to go short side under the bar.
37 seconds to go in the Tampa Bay man advantage. First unit stays out there, but Bjorkstrand is now on the ice with them. As Point might get tossed out of the faceoff circle here. He will, and it's Jake Genselina against Philip Deneau, and it's a win for Deneau. Habs get another clear, and they've got just 30 seconds left to kill. Darren Radish drops it off for Braden Point. Speeding in over the Montreal line. Hands off for Bjorkstrand. Near side to the point for Radish. Far side Kucherov. Collects it out of his feet. Off to Radish. Hammers that one right on Dobesh. That's turned away. And the Canadians able to clear it down ice. That's going to be all for this Tampa Bay man advantage.
Jack Eye jumping out of the box. You can hear Vasilevsky calling 5-on-5.
So even strength as Braden Point gets knocked down by Hudson. And he didn't like that very much as Point gave him a bit of a parting shot.
Hudson got caught in the face with a high stick as well.
Tampa Bay deep in their own zone here. Habs pressure on the forecheck. It's Suzuki with Demidov and Slavkovsky. Lighting out though with a 2-on-1. James far side, he scores! Habs get caught in transition. Dominic James comes in off the far wing and snaps it home to tie this game at 1.
Well, it's McDonough who comes up to join in to create the 2-on-1, but James has this puck and it looks to me like he's going to fire it the whole way. Cooley gets caught flat-footed at the blue line. James gets past him, comes down. McDonough on the left-hand side, and it's just a quick shot, quick release. And the game is tied here in Tampa Bay.
And on that prior sequence, I think there's going to be an argument for Montreal that there should have been a penalty on Tampa Bay for a high stick on Lane Hudson.
Well, you can see Lane Hudson as he ended up taking a high stick to the face from Point, and it was Point who ended up giving him a chop in the legs as he was heading back to the bench. But no mistake whatsoever on that shot by James. Quick release, mid-net, and he beats Dobesh just under the glove.
First Stanley Cup playoff goal for Dominic James. He played 43 games in the regular season, 7 goals for Tampa Bay. His season ended on February 28th against the Buffalo Sabres. He missed the rest of it after undergoing a lower body surgery. Gonçalves and Gord get the assists as here goes Dach moving in, scores! Kirby Dach right back in with a power move for Montreal, beats Vasilevsky, and the Habs pull in front again, 2-1.
What a play by Dach, individual effort. Ends up catching this puck along the wall on the left side, brings it, drops his shoulder, gets it into the crease, gets an initial shot off, and ends up catching his own rebound with his foot, kicks it up to his stick, and buries it behind Vasilevsky. And the game again tied for just a moment. Canadians take the lead on Kirby Dach's goal.
And it's moves like that, JP, that made the Canadians so excited about getting him from the Chicago Blackhawks. And a well-timed power move from a power forward in Kirby Dach, who's second to the Stanley Cup playoffs, has granted Montreal the lead again. Bolduc and Goulet get the assists just 10 seconds after James had tied the game at 1. So Tampa Bay back to center ice. Picked off by Nick Suzuki. And fired in around the boards by Caulfield. Rolls right to Josh Anderson. 12.5 to play in the second. Montreal lead 2-1. Suzuki near side. Feeds it to the line. Gooley with a shot. And that one took a redirect out of play. So quick strike offense here in the second period. Dominic James, first in the playoffs, tied it at 1. Kirby Dach, 10 seconds later, his second, has it 2-1 Canadiens on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by Lacache, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
Spring's finally here, and Julie is making the most of it, going for long walks, escaping the city, and reconnecting with nature.
Hey, girls!
And reconnecting with her besties, one of whom is having a baby shower on the other side of the country.
Switch to Canada's best 5G network and never miss an important moment. Plus, get all the data you need at a great price. Visit a Bell store or bell.ca/rate plans. Bell, connection is everything.
Are you looking for an insurance broker, passionate and professional? With 65 years of experience, SO Insurance has proven to be totally dedicated to serving its clients. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, their brokers have one priority: to find you the best offer available to insure your home, car, and all other types of motorized vehicles. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
Kirby Dach showed up to play in Game 3 with a goal and an assist. He was held quiet again in Game 4, but here we are with the series tied at 2 in Game 5, and Kirby Dach has shown up again for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, Victor, we talked about it. It's the individual effort, and it's understanding who's in front of you, using his size as Gage Gonsalves tries to shut him down, but it's just, as you said, it's a power move. And in Game 3, we saw that, but the problem is the consistency. Game 4 was not there. So Kirby Dach has channeled Game 3 and puts the Canadiens up 2-1, almost halfway through the second.
12:21 to go in this period. Shots 14-11 Tampa Bay. Dach is on the ice for an offensive zone draw with Bolduc and Texier on the wing. Cirelli wins it back for Tampa. Now chase it down far side. Dach with a hit on the forecheck. Puck comes up the far side. Canadiens have it tied up along the boards as Cirelli plays it right back for Darren Radish. Looking for a way out to center. Tampa Bay do carry it ahead. Here goes Cirelli far side. Through the middle, the wrister, and he blows that one dangerously wide. As Hagel in front, fan of the first try. Second shot less powerful, and it's stopped by Dobish.
The shot from the slot area by Cirelli comes off the back wall, and the play that Kucherov ends up making into the slot, he sells that it's going to be a shot that he's just going to turn and fire blind, and you can see the reaction immediately by Dobish as he turns and tries to get square to that, and instead, right at the last moment, Kucherov just hoods his stick and passes that puck out to Hagel, who's been hot as a pistol this series, and Hagel just can't find that way to get the puck past Dobish.
Face-off win for Montreal behind the net. Matheson plays it around far side. Habs can't clear it. Bjorkstrand, now it comes out to center as it was knocked away from Bjorkstrand. Matheson carries into the attacking zone. Good stick by Moser. Takes it away. And here goes Radish through neutral territory into the Montreal end. Sharp angle shot, hit the outside of the goalpost. Left side, Gonsalves. Right back through the slot for Bjorkstrand. Long try, that one floats through, and it's caught by Dobish.
Canadians need to do a better job there because that is not a heavy shot coming in from the point from Bjorkstrand, but there's all kinds of traffic there. Yanni Gourde, net front. Mike Matheson is there with Jake Evans. Have to clear that path out. It's those types of shots that might not beat you clean, but with two Tampa Bay Lightning players in the vicinity, that puck lands and it can find itself behind the goaltender before you know it.
11-11 left in the second. Habs up 2-1, and they win this D-zone faceoff as Lane Hutson will burst ahead to center. Hands off, left side, shot incoming from Newhook is blockered away by Vasilevsky. Lilleberg down low for Tampa Bay. Up the wing, can't get it out. Now played ahead to center, Corey Perry is on it. Works in over the Montreal line, through the middle, dishes off. Weak shot, far side from Crozier, never got through. Montreal take it away, and out to center they go. In transition, far side, Newhook wanted Gallagher. That pinballed off a leg and out of harm's way. As the Lightning will elevate it to center ice. Puck bouncing around. Thrown in behind the Lightning net by Josh Anderson. Now Suzuki behind the net. He's wrapped up by Cirelli. Josh Anderson battles for it with Lilleberg and Girgensons. Puck spills free for Montreal. Hutson at the line, couldn't handle it. He'll glove it down at the right point. Throws it cross ice to the corner. Josh Anderson on it. To the line, long drive is hammered wide off a one-timer by Caden Gooley, and it goes out of play off the glass. 9:52 to go in this second period. We are over halfway through Game 5. Series tied at 2. Habs lead this game 2-1 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Hey, you know the difference between the Habs and a tire?
No. What?
There's none. They both have pressure.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, whoa, what's that sound?
I don't know. It comes and goes.
You gotta fix that. We can barely hear the game.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
For the first time in a decade, the NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
For 60 years, Delmar has delivered excellence. Strikes, delays, tariffs, challenge accepted. With global reach, smart tech, and supply chain mavens, Delmar's proactive approach ensures your cargo keeps moving. DelmarCargo.com. Logistics made simple. Canadians Hockey is presented by Essor Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. Essor Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
9:52 to go in the second period. Habs up 2-1, and the Lightning find themselves chasing again. And JP, the Habs do themselves a big favor here to close out the second half of the second period without giving up another goal as they did in Game 4.
Well, didn't we see that too, Victor? I think that Tampa Bay probably felt unlucky to be down only 1 after 2. It looked like Point was going to get them back into it with that kind of goal line scramble. Ended up getting one back very quickly in the third period on Sunday to tie the game up. But it looks to me, at least, Victor, like Tampa Bay, as much as you don't want to always be chasing a game, they feel like they can get back into it. It's not like they're having to score 3 and 4 goals to get back into these games. It's still just one shot, and there is lots of firepower on Tampa's side.
Offensive zone draw for Montreal. It's rolled right through to Vasilevsky, who makes a pad save. Caulfield, Suzuki, and Anderson all on the ice right now for Montreal. As here go the Lightning to center. Cirelli off to Gord. In transition, low shot from Chernak is directed aside by Dobish. And the Canadians try to spring Josh Anderson Instead, it missed and went off the boards right to Vasilevsky, who got a bit of a snow shower from Anderson, and that's going to draw a crowd here behind the Tampa Bay net.
Well, you knew that it would, and it's McDonough that comes in. He gets his hands up. Even McDonough, though, recognizes that as Josh Anderson's coming in, he's got to hit the brakes at some point. There's going to be a bit of a snow shower. No goalie likes to get snow in their mask and have to dig it out, but Anderson's got to stop at some point. Cooler heads are going to prevail on this one.
Vasilevsky did take a direct hit on that, GP, but it's better than the alternative.
I've taken Josh Anderson as the direct hit. I'll take the snow shower. Thank you very much.
So as Vasilevsky gets the ice chips out of his eyes, he will lean in for another offensive zone faceoff here for the Montreal Canadiens. This will be to Vasilevsky's glove hand side. Canadians are going to go with Doc, Bolduc, and Texier.
Well, Doc's been good this evening, 3 for 4. Hasn't taken a ton of faceoffs, but the ones that he has been in on, he's done quite well. Going to be in tough with Cirelli.
And Cirelli wins this for Tampa Bay. As McDonough moves it off the boards and out of play over the glass. Overall, JP, it's been a good night for the Habs faceoff takers. Evans 6 for 7, Deneau 5 for 6, Suzuki 3 for 3.
Yeah, the last couple of games too, the Canadians have done well on their draws. They've kind of won the lion's share, and it's the same again this evening.
Nick Paul is technically, percentage-wise, the best faceoff taker for Tampa Bay in the regular season at 53.86%, although he's not available tonight for them.
He's been out sick. Bit of a disappointing series, I think, from Nick Paul, though. He probably wanted to contribute more than he has.
Lightning lifted to center. Carrier skates it right back in. He's a little too premature over the line, though, offside.
Looked like Carrier was going to find a way in as he collects this puck at the blue line, or excuse me, just outside the red line. He fields it like a football player, skates it in. I think Tampa thought he was just going to dump it in, and instead he continued on, but the Canadians find themselves offside.
So Doc will stay out with Texier and Bolduc. And it'll be Braden Point on for Tampa Bay with Hagel and Kucherov as Tampa win this faceoff. Hagel at center, steered off the puck though by Carrier. Now here's Bolduc, tried to wrister and never got that away clean. Near side, Lightning settle it down, and now they'll skate to center. Kucherov far wing. Ridden into the boards by Doc as Kucherov takes it away. Far corner. Habs zone, steered around to the near side by Point. Moser, cross ice, Radish up high. Over to Kucherov. Long shot, and that's knocked down by Dobish. Stays alive. Lightning throw it around down low.
It's Point and Carrier behind the net in the battle.
Braden Point races around far side. Tried to curl it through the middle. It's chopped out to center though by Texier, and the Canadians get a much needed line change. 8:19 left in the second period. 2-1 Montreal. Played right in from center by Radish, and Dobish works that aside as they battle for it near boards. Puck comes loose right to Jake Evans. Back to Dobish, and then he's going to throw this out through center off the boards. That's going to be an icing call as Slavkovsky goes rather hard into the end boards with Max Crozier. And of course there is history there that does not go back that far.
No, not at all. Just one game in this series from Crozier, and quite literally made the most significant impact of the game when Slavkovsky collects a puck in the neutral zone, turns and gets caught with his head down on a gigantic hit from Crozier. Listen, we've seen some big hits in the NHL playoffs this spring already, Victor. I think you'll agree with me, but that was one of the big ones, no question. Crozier as he runs over the top of Slavkovsky.
Max Crozier, a graduate of Providence College, played there 4 years. His dad was a goalie at Cornell in the late 80s, early 90s. Playing his second game of the series tonight on the back end for Tampa Bay. Face-off, blocker side on Dobish. Dominic James takes it for Tampa Bay, but it's won back by Jake Evans. Habs play it to center. Texier's on it. He's going to hoist it in as the Lightning corral it behind their own net. James. Snaps it ahead to center. Gonçalves has it taken away by Demidov. Canadians reset and look ahead to center ice. Evans throws it cross ice. Slavkovsky far wing. He's tied up along the boards by Bjorkstrand. It's taken away by Tampa Bay. And up to center comes Dominic James. Left side, tried to center that. That's right off the leg of Demidov. And moved ahead back to center. Bjorkstrand right back in over the Montreal line. He'll flip it in. Jack-Eye tied up by Gonçalves. Demidov takes it away. Up to center, fired in left side by Montreal. Rides around the boards for Uri Slavkovsky. Hands it off at the point. Terrier fresh onto the ice. Behind the net, Deneau out there with Brendan Gallagher. Deneau chased down by Chernak. Gets it to the blue line. Near side, Carrier. Down low, Gallagher off the end boards. To the point, Matheson with a drive. That's stopped by Vasilevsky. Far side, Habs stay with it. Side of the net, Gallagher out in front trying to jam that home off a feed from Newhook, but no luck here, beating Vasilevsky as Gallagher and Chernak get tied up in front. And that's going to draw a bit of a crowd.
We see the referee coming in right away as he's trying to make sure Vasilevsky's okay. We had seen the snow shower earlier on from Josh Anderson, and as he's having a chat to Vasilevsky after that, just probably assures him that he's going to take care of him, make sure that he's okay. But Gallagher does what, again, he does best, gets close, and then just jabs away. He's trying to pitchfork that puck into the net. You can see the reaction with Chernak, immediately not impressed with Gallagher.
6:22 remains in the second period of play. 2-1 Montreal lead. Gallagher's going to get a bit of a breather here. Of course, he was part of the Stanley Cup final in 2021 between these two teams. He did not score. Matter of fact, his last playoff goal prior to tonight was Game 1 against Winnipeg, the second round of that year's playoff run for the Montreal Canadiens in 21. Tampa Bay head to center. Here's Yanni Gourde. He'll wrist it in. Canadians behind their own net. Played around near side. Trying to find a way out to center ice. Pressured by Tampa Bay. Near side boards. Puck is wedged up. Trying to dig it free. Yanni Gourde kicks it up the wing. Now Cirelli with it. He'll rattle this around to the far side. Caulfield with a chop at it. Trying to move it out. And finally it bounces to center ice. Canadians control. Nearly offside though. They're forced to slow down. And kick it back into their own zone. Here's Lane Hutson. Filtered up the right side. Tipped in. Tampa Bay back the other way. And now Jack-Eye. Lost in his own zone. As it was picked up by Dobish. He'll play it around the boards.
Geekie was coming in with some pace.
Back to Jack-Eye, and Geekie takes this away from him. Near side, Geekie with a long shot. Loose in front, and it'll be handled by Zachary Bolduc for Montreal. Off the boards, and bounces out to center. Now Perry directs it in. Played up the near side by Montreal. Texier battles for it with Lilleberg. Near side, Tampa zone. Right in the corner. 4:46 to go in the second period. Habs still lead 2-1. Jake Evans in there to try and help out. He'll fire this around the far boards right to the line. Matheson down low. Corralled by Jake Evans. Turns around, hit traffic in front with a shot. Loosen the slot now. Tampa Bay are going to nudge it out to center ice.
What an opportunity for Bolduc on that back post. That puck gets fed in. This is going to be an icing call on Tampa Bay, but very nearly another opportunity for Bolduc to find a goal.
So that'll leave us with 4:17 to go in the second period.
We had seen the pressure, Victor, that Geekie had put on Arbor Jacki, and very nearly again with Geekie as he fires the puck in. Gets caught net front. Bit of a scramble. Geekie checks back in and taking a careless penalty at the end of game one. And here John Cooper talking about it, was not too kind in his description of that penalty.
Habs win the faceoff. Hudson from the point. Shot goes off a body and high in front of the net. Back to the line. Hudson near side. Back over to Gooley. Can't get the shot through. Bjorkstrand ahead to center with James for Tampa Bay. James tries to spin it through the middle. Here's Bjorkstrand in front. Lost a handle on it. And Dobich kicks it away with the leg. Now Hudson back into the Lightning zone. Goes across ice. Suzuki pressured by Cirelli. Puck comes free. Slavkovsky with a low shot that's stopped by Vasilevsky. Now throws it back out in front. Bounces into the slot. And all the way to the line. Long try, sails wide as Kucherov tries to chop it out. Good pinch here by Carrier. Out of the corner, Philip Deneau. Back to Carrier. Through the middle, Carrier with a wrister, and he puts that one right off the glass. Habs stay with it again. Here's Deneau right side. To the point, Matheson. Far side shot incoming. That one takes a redirect in front. Now Deneau. To the line again for Matheson. Good stick by Cirelli. Fishes it away and played down the ice. Lightning get a partial change here. Two skaters off. Matheson right back in with a near side. Puts that wrister off the mark. And now the Lightning with a 2-on-1 through center. Gensel far side. Works in. Shot. Scores! And it's another 2-on-1 goal for Tampa Bay as Jake Gensel moves in and ties it at 2 with 2:37 left in the second period of play.
Well, this is just a carbon copy goal, isn't it? It's the exact same play that we saw, and it starts with Mike Matheson, and this is a tough one for Matheson as he comes in. He tries to get a shot off on net, but he's got three of his own players in front of him. He blows the puck wide, and it's an easy exit for Tampa Bay. And it's Gensel the whole way up the ice. Gensel comes in. He's a left-handed shot, so it's an easier shot for him. He's got point going to the back post, and this puck is going to beat Dobich through the wickets. Gensel had a streak coming into this game of 4 in a row. Make that 5.
And once again, JP, it's another late second period goal from Jake Gensel that's made a big difference in this game. So we get a whistle off the draw. Gensel made it 2-1 in game 4. That set up the third period comeback for Tampa Bay. Tonight he has tied the game at 2 with 2.5 minutes to go on the second period. We're back in a moment on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
Are you moving, downsizing, or upsizing your home? Say goodbye to moving woes. Visit Depodium Mini Entrepot and store your items safely until your big day arrives. Try 4 weeks free. Limited units available. Details at Depodium.com.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at Desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Abrysvo is an RSV vaccine. 60 or over? Talk to your healthcare provider about Pfizer's Abrysvo. Visit abrysvo.ca.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
2:27 to go in the second period of play. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, for the second time tonight, JP, on a 2-on-1, score off the far side wing to tie the game.
Take full advantage of that shot that gets blown wide, and it's an easy exit, as I said. And Gensel, who's been hot as can be, hasn't scored probably as much as he likes, but he finds his second goal and 8th point of the series to tie the game up at 2.
Lightning deep into their own zone. Here's Suzuki along the end boards with Anthony Cirelli. Anderson behind the net. To the line, Lane Hudson with a wrister. That goes off a body. That hit Brandon Hagel. Lightning can't get it out. Puck rolling toward Vasilevsky. We got a whistle behind the play. Doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty here.
No, this is an offside call. The puck just squirts out, and Nick Suzuki and Josh Anderson were still in the zone, so I think that we'll see this face-off come out to the neutral zone, Victor.
Jake Evans in to take this face-off for Montreal against Yanni Gourde. And the Canadiens win it and immediately play it in. Near side, Habs retrieve it. Off the forecheck. Here's Hudson from the line. Sails it wide. Wanted the deflection in front from Slavkovsky. Tampa Bay roll it around near side. Point. Trying to play it out. Can't. Here's Evans with a low shot. Stopped in front by Vasilevsky. Davidov tried to jam it home, but no dice here as it's hung on to for the whistle.
Well, here's the key for this play is that the minute that there is any kind of loose puck, you can see the defensive postures trying to kick in for the Canadiens, and this is going to be Jake Evans, who realizes the puck comes loose. He's going to slide into the high slot area. He's going to be in good defensive posture, but immediately puts himself in an opportunity to receive a pass, gets a one-timer on net, doesn't get a ton on it. Vasilevsky ends up making the save. But with 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go here in the second period, Canadiens can't afford to give up another goal to a Tampa Bay team who have been very opportunistic tonight.
1:39 to play in the second. Habs win the ozone draw. Hudson over to Goulet. Near side, throws it wide of the net. Puck skips on Suzuki, and here goes Hagel up to center. Racing in with Lane Hudson. Far side corner. Loose behind the Montreal net, corralled by Juraj Slavkovsky. And all the way up to center, it's played in by Nick Suzuki. Demidov in the forecheck, so Slavkovsky with Suzuki and Demidov right now. As Slavkovsky will play it in from center again. Ryan McDonough first to it. They'll reverse it behind the net for Chernak. And Tampa Bay roll it out through center ice. Canadiens come back in with Slavkovsky near side wing. Far side, Philip Deneau settles it down. Hits the blue line. Here's Carrier right side. Shot, then that one goes off of Gallagher and all the way back out to center ice.
Well, there was a lane there as that shot got delivered in, and Vasilevsky was out of position, but ends up hitting the leg.
Look out, that's given away. Tap in front. No, Philip Deneau can't put that home, as Vasilevsky didn't know who was going to take that. And the Canadiens almost made the Lightning pay dearly.
Surprise, surprise, Brendan Gallagher in, giving Vasilevsky fits.
Now behind the Montreal net. Dozier throws it well wide. Canadiens bounce it off the boards, not out. The Tampa Bay are going to run out of time here in the second period. That is all for 40 minutes.
Just a little extracurricular after the whistle. It was Danault and Crozier going behind the net. Referees come in to split things up, but in a game where the Canadiens have been able to take advantage of their own opportunities, the Tampa Bay Lightning have bounced right back. Dominic James and Jake Gensel with his second tie the game up Third period, 2-2. Who's going to make the final mistake?
The series still tied at 2, just as the game is. After 2 periods of play in Game 5, we will take a break, and on the other side, it's the second intermission roundtable coming up next on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
A weekly show about women's sports with top athletes, coaches,
Govee.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by LaCage, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
Welcome back to Habs Hockey on TSN 690. We are tied at 2 after 40 minutes of play between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The series also tied at 2. Jake Guentzel, a bit of a punch in the face to the Montreal Canadiens again late in the second period. The second of the year. Victor Finley, JP O'Connor on the call. Still a little shocked, JP. It's come to my attention that the last time you were punched in the face was a month ago.
A month ago?
What happened?
Come on, I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
Oh, it's just you, me, and 8 billion other people tuning in, right?
Yeah, that's it. Well, why don't we tune into Game 6 on Friday, and we can lead off with that, Victor.
Oh, boy. All right, what a way to set the stage here for period number 3. It is not possible for either Montreal or Tampa Bay to deliver the knockout punch tonight, but they can certainly set it up for Game 6 on Friday in Montreal as the Lightning win the opening face-off of this third period and send it into the Montreal zone. Habs moving from right to left as they pile in behind the Canadiens' net. And this puck is going nowhere fast. And as a result, the whistle's going to sound. Nobody seemed eager to move that. And we'll face off in the Montreal zone 20 seconds into the third.
Well, that's it. Mike Matheson and Carrier behind the net, tangled up with Guentzel. And you can see Yanni Gourde out front just kind of hanging around the blue paint area with Jakub Dobeš to see if anything was going to squirt loose. And when you're behind the net like that, you might as well see if you can just hang on to it, get the whistle reset. That's exactly what's happened for the Canadiens. Nick Suzuki's in to take this draw. We're looking a little worse for wear, Suzuki, after taking that high stick in the first period. Drew the double minor from McDonough.
Lightning off the face-off. Radish with a shot. That's corralled by Dobeš. The Canadiens, JP, have not had a power play since that double minor.
No, you got to wonder, too, when the next one is going to come up. You know, we've talked about Tampa Bay being opportunistic, and I guess you can look at Doc, his goal that he scored in the second period, and able to take advantage of Gonçalves. But, you know, you get to a point, Victor, where you're going to start running out of offense if you keep giving Tampa chances.
There's Radish, another shot off the post, rebound, doesn't go for Nikita Kucherov as the Habs scramble down ice. Here's Josh Anderson in behind the Lightning net. Tried to center, picked off by Hagel. And the puck gets away from Moser at center. Reeled back in by Kucherov. Right side, Kucherov tried to center, goes off a leg. Taken away by Suzuki. Drops off, and it's going to be a line change here. So the first great chance of the third period belongs to Tampa Bay. Now here's Texier off a change with a shot. Scores! Alexandre Texier. Shot off the wing. It's mishandled by Vasilevsky, and Montreal pull back in front 3-2.
You talk about being opportunistic, and this is Texier who collects a stretch pass, comes down the left wing and lets a wrist shot go, and quite frankly, this should be a routine save for Vasilevsky, who makes a hash of it, catches the top of his glove and trickles behind him just as Tampa Bay had a chance at one end. The Canadiens storm back and take the lead.
What a start to this period, a minute 6 in. looked like Tampa Bay was going to make it 3-2. Instead, Texier goes right back down the other way. Lane Hutson's going to get the assist. Texier, second of the playoffs, gives Montreal the lead.
Hudson's 5th point in his 5th game here in the first round.
Suzuki's going to get a secondary assist on it as well. That's going to be his first even strength point of this Stanley Cup playoffs. Lightning in their own zone. Trying to work from behind again to tie this game is Max Crozier. Up to center for James. Takes a bump from Gooley. Bounces around in the Habs zone, or rather in the Lightning zone. Now out to center for Montreal. It's fired in by Gooley off the boards. Crozier from behind his own net. He'll hang on to it. Lightning are changing.
Couple of good bangs on that shift by Zach Bolduc's been heavy on the puck and delivers a big shoulder in the corner just before heading off the ice.
Now Connor Geekie follows the puck in deep. Struble behind his own net. Played around to Gallagher. Takes a shove from Girgensons. Puck comes loose for Arbor Jacki. Back off the boards, give it away. Geekie in front with a redirect. That's just off the mark. As Girgensons tries to settle it down far side, taken away by Gallagher, and just out over the line. That'll give Montreal some time to work with here in their own zone.
The Canadians will get an opportunity to regroup, as you mentioned, because that's a tough play with Jacki on his backhand, turns the puck over, and Tampa Bay gets an opportunity to come right back into this game.
Slavkovsky drives into the Lightning zone. Puck comes around to the point. Gooley with a shot. That's tipped and shoveled aside by Vasilevsky. Tampa Bay back to center. Far side, Gensel harassed by Gooley. Canadians able to bring it back to neutral territory where it's thrown in by Jake Evans. Demidov after it for Montreal. Picked off by Braden Point. And here goes Tampa Bay to center. Played in deep by Yanni Gourde. Up the near side, Slavkovsky. Ahead to center. Now here goes Jake Evans. That looked offside, and it's going to be called just that with 16:39 to go in the third.
Oh, indeed. And Anderson coming through the neutral zone with a full head of steam. It's a tough pass for Evans as he tries to find the lane through to Anderson, who was looking to get in on a breakaway. This puck is going to be indeed offside. Now, if you're the Montreal Canadiens, you have to be thinking a couple of things, and one of them in particular is that Vasilevsky has just let in a soft one. You think, Victor, at this point, Vasilevsky is going to lock in, and it's going to be tough to find another way to get one past him.
Lightning play it in from center. And they'll swat it around near corner. Kucherov trying to shake off Mike Matheson. Kucherov far side, hands it off. McDonough in from the line, behind the net. Played around to Crozier. Long shot, drifted it wide. Hagel gets to it. Now hands off. Shot incoming, that's caught by Dolbish, and he will squeeze that for the whistle.
Cirelli had position net front, but it's Carrier who takes care of Cirelli's stick. So even if there is a rebound on this shot in from the point, no way Cirelli's going to get his stick on it. Taking a look at Caulfield coming off the ice, Victor, and one thing that is very surprising, we don't see much out of Caulfield. We don't see the energy. We don't see the bursts of speed. We don't see that kind of water bug type activity that we see from him that keeps defenders guessing so much and has made him such a dangerous offensive weapon this year for the Montreal Canadiens.
Canadians win the face-off. Up the near side, trying to get out to center ice. It does get there for Emil Lilleberg. Tampa Bay quickly reload. Bjorkstrand near side with a shot. Might have been tipped by Bolduc and wide. Down low Gonçalves. Far side. Cycles off to Bjorkstrand. Back in behind the Montreal net. Tried to carry out in front. Flipped to center though by Montreal. Crozier stopped at the blue line. Tampa Bay reset at center. Carried in by Bjorkstrand. Hounded from behind by Philip Deneau, and Montreal win the battle. Now Gooley to center ice, snaps it in. Puck rides around. It is held in the offensive zone by Texier. Down the left wing, Texier turns back. Struble at the line, long shot directed aside by Vasilevsky. They battle for it in the near corner. Tampa Bay drag it away. Ryan McDonough launches it to center. Backhanded in by Corey Perry. Jorgensen's after it. Muscled down to the ice by Jaden Struble. Canadians carry it up the far side. Jack-Eye able to get it up to center. Braden Point is on it for Tampa Bay. They're changing. 14:21 to go in this third period of play. Habs up 3-2. Near side, Habs zone. Texier off the boards. Up to center it goes. Pushed in by Jake Evans. Lilleberg to it for Tampa Bay. He'll siphon that around the boards all the way out to center ice. Canadians tip it in.
Canadians get away with an icing.
Tampa Bay behind their own net. Lilleberg on it. Stretches to center for Kucherov. He tried to pass that over immediately. That was cut off by Demidov. Habs throw it in from center.
It's been a pretty quiet night for Demidov, but that's a strong defensive play as he gets a stick in the lane. He's in the back check and he breaks up that play, turns it up ice immediately.
Habs deep in their own zone. Here's Slavkovsky. Pressured by Kucherov and Cirelli. Puck is flown around to the near side. Chernak has that knocked away by Suzuki and out to center ice as Moser moves it right back up. Lightning trying to cross the Montreal line. Take it away by Gooley and he'll sizzle it right back to center ice. Played in now behind the Lightning net. Swept out to center. Here's Cirelli over the Montreal blue line. Makes a nice move. Cirelli passes off, and that pass is too hot and too high for Yanni Gourde. Lightning left side. Back in behind the net. Anderson caught up with Yanni Gourde. Cirelli trying to hunt it down. To the point. Hagel. Wrister. That missed the net.
Lightning sur la dernière. And that's not being critical, that's just being realistic. We saw the missed net in the second period that leads directly to Jake Gensel's goal to tie things up. And then again at the blue line, in the last sequence, he comes up to the blue line, reaches with his stick, Cirelli walks him, and it's almost an opportunity for Tampa to score the tying goal, but then makes up for it and then some with that shot block in the high slot.
Face-off blocker side on Vasilevsky. It's a win for Philip Deneau. Jack-Eye from the line with a hard drive. That's turned away. Now behind the Tampa net. Radish directs it ahead. Up to center. Habs come right back in. Newhook over to Gallagher through the middle. Set that wide. Deneau tried to center it again. Couldn't connect with Newhook. Now at the line. Struble left side with a little floater. Knocked down in front. Canadians hold it in.
Gallagher heading back to the bench. Short shift from him. Haven't seen him too much tonight, but making the most of it when he's out there.
Bjorkstrand near side. Brief collision with Jaden Struble. Lightning toss it out. And into the crowd. Habs are calling for delay of game. I think the refs are saying this was deflected off the glass. At any rate, 11:23 to go in the third. Alexandre Texier has granted Montreal another lead. 3-2 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
Hey, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, I want to tell you about Wegovy.
Wegovy?
Yeah, Wegovy.
What about it?
On second thought, I might not be the right person to tell you.
Oh, you're not?
No, just ask your doctor. About Wegovy. Yeah, ask her it by name.
Okay, so why did you bring me to this circus?
Oh, I'm really into lion tamers. You know, with the chair and everything.
Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
Down Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
11:23 to go in the third. It doesn't look like the Canadiens are about to go on a power play, GP, but they maybe should be after that last play over the glass for Tampa Bay.
Well, you looked at the play, and immediately both referee off anybody else's stick. Canadians don't look like they will benefit from the power play here, but will benefit from the offensive zone faceoff.
Blocker shot on Vasilevsky. Janot with Suzuki and Anderson. Janot's already at 14 minutes tonight for Montreal. He's going to play a lot in this game, especially if this 3-2 lead holds. Tampa win it off the draw. Played out through center by Hagel. Hudson back four. Lifted off the boards. Not out by Montreal. Now it gets out to center. Corralled by Tampa Bay. Kucherov in over the line. Hagel right side, bothered by Danault. Canadians cannot clear. Hudson goes down. Back to his feet, passes over to Gooley. Tampa Bay back up the far side, settled down by Montreal. And off the boards, up to center it goes for Bolduc. Stripped away by Tampa. Here goes Point through center. Far side wing, Point stops. Looks to hit Yanni Gourde through the middle, and he's fended off in behind the Montreal net.
That's a nice pass over to Gourde. He just gets handcuffed, and he can't do anything with it. Takes a rebound off of his skates down below, and there's a pile up behind Jakub Dobeš's net.
Canadians bounce it out to center. And Lilleberg is going to go all the way back for it. Pressured by Slavkovsky behind the net. Slavkovsky forces it away from Lilleberg. Far side, Caulfield. Sharp angle, tried to center it, no luck there. To the line, Habs hold it in. Gooley with a try, that one goes wide. James chops it off the boards to Gonçalves. 8:57 now remains in this game. 3-2, Habs lead. Dobeš up behind his own net. Floats it into the far corner. Puck comes over to Lane Hudson. He'll throw it around for Caulfield. Canadians look to center ice. Jake Evans carries in with space on a hard slap shot is denied by Vasilevsky. As all of a sudden, Jake Evans had all kinds of room. Here's Gallagher's side of the net, try to go up top. That one missed high. Tampa Bay to center, Lilleberg pushes it in. Lane Hudson to center for Gallagher. He'll shoot that in as he takes a knock from Crozier. Tampa Bay look out to center ice. Here goes Connor Geekie with it. With all kinds of speed, but he runs into Struble. Habs the other way to center. Anderson chips it in far side. Followed into the corner with Deneau. Back to the line. Controlled by Carrier. Played around the boards. Corey Perry takes a knock from Struble as Anderson tried to drive it out in front. Good poke check by Vasilevsky. Habs grab it at center ice.
Habs are going to be able to get a change out of this as it gets exchanged from the defenders.
Here goes Yanni Gourde advancing to center with Braden Point. Full steam ahead far side. Moves in, stops. Stick by Nick Suzuki, knocks it away from Kucherov. Now here's Texier. All by himself, far side with a wrister. That's fought off by Vasilevsky. Now Mosier poked it around. No one home for Tampa Bay. It comes right to Bolduc. Behind the net for Texier. Up the wing to the line. Here's a one-time try from Hudson. That's smothered. And Tampa Bay get it ahead to center. Radish over the line with Kucherov. His pass is cut off by Doc. Habs back to center. That pass just tipped by Slavkovsky, so no icing here.
The stretch passes, Slavkovsky couldn't get on the end of it.
Bolduc swings it around the Lightning zone. Slavkovsky tried to feed it to the slot for Evans. Goes all the way back out through center. Matheson trailed by Brandon Hagel, side of the net, jamming it around in front, and Dobish finds it with the glove hand as he sprawls out to cover up.
Such a dangerous play behind the net, and that's why Hagel is so effective on those forechecks. Manages to turn it over, get it net front. Tampa Bay can't get on the end of it to look for the tie.
6:02 to go in the third period. Habs in control, 3-2 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Scoring big starts at Voisin. Through the playoffs, your 20-pack of Molson Canadian cans is at minimum price. Stop by Voisin before the puck drops. Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Get ready, Lasso Montreal is back. August 15 and 16 at Parc Jean-Drapeau with Thomas Rhett, Mumford & Sons, John Party, Old Dominion, and many more. Weekend tickets and single-day tickets on sale now at LassoMontreal.com. Presented by Bell in collaboration with Coors Original.
Hey, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, I want to tell you about Wegovy.
Wegovy?
Yeah, Wegovy.
What about it?
On second thought, I might not be the right person to tell you.
Oh, you're not?
No, just ask your doctor about Wegovy. Yeah, ask for it by name.
Okay, so why did you bring me to this circus?
Oh, I'm really into lion tamers. You know, with the chair and everything.
Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at Desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
6:02 to go in the third. Habs up 3-2 with the series tied at 2. But JP, the Canadiens are far from being out of the woods just yet.
Well, I think the key for the Canadiens right now is all about puck management. You know, if there's a time to go, then go ahead. If there's a time to live and fight another day, that you're going to have to do it. I don't think the Canadiens can afford to just bunker in and expect to play defense and get out over the next 6 minutes and not have there be golden opportunities for Tampa Bay and potentially even a tying goal.
D-zone face-off for Montreal. Evans wins it back. Matheson rips it around the boards all the way out to center. Canadians find it there, and then it's chopped in by Alex Newhook. Crozier behind the net for Tampa Bay. Feeds it up the left side. Lightning skip it in. Dobish out to move it over. Here's Deneau. Out there with Newhook and Evans right now as it's played into the Lightning zone. Newhook and with speed on the forecheck. Lightning able to come away with it. And just roll it out to center. It's controlled by Montreal. And they will be happy to play the game like this. Out shooting Tampa Bay 7-4 in this third period. As the Canadians fire it in from center. Suzuki behind the Lightning net. Checked by Crozier. Slavkovsky at the side. To the far wing, Josh Anderson at the hash marks. Settled down by Tampa Bay, and ahead to center they go. Hagel left side. He'll uncork a wrister from center ice as it rides around the boards. Habs win the battle again, and here goes Slavkovsky to center. He'll play it ahead. Now Brandon Hagel back the other way. Crossing the line with Moser, lost the handle on it. And back to center it goes again. 4:24 to go in this game. Habs up 3-2.
A puck loose just inside the Montreal Canadiens blue line, up for grabs, and Kirby Dach, heavy on his stick, manages to clear the zone.
Back into the Lightning zone. This is going to be whistled down for icing against the Canadiens.
With Mike Matheson behind the net, he's just trying to stretch this puck up ice, and he's hunting for a Canadian stick just to tip it in and negate the icing. But it does take a jump, and it's going to be the Canadians back in their own zone defending on a faceoff.
Dach, Texier, Bolduc out there for Montreal. And Brayden Point to take the faceoff for Tampa Bay. And it's a win for Montreal.
6 for 9 for Kirby Dach as he goes into that, make it 7 for 10.
That is a big time for Dach to win a faceoff as Darren Radish rifles it in from center. Gooley on it, pressured by Point in the near corner. Gooley stays with it, tries to move it ahead, and Zach Bolduc will help him out as he lofts it out through center ice. Now Moser in his own zone, lost his footing. Texier in behind the Tampa net. He's canceled out by Radish. And now it's given away by Moser. Here's Evans high in the zone. Tried to go out in front for Alex Newhook. Couldn't connect.
And Newhook was diving back door, and Evans is just looking for a tip.
So far, so good for Montreal. 3:23 to go. Protecting this one-goal lead. Lightning play it around off the glass to center. Into the Montreal zone. Yanni Gourde. In behind the net, Kucherov, far side. McDonough with a low shot, easy save for Dobish, and it's kicked up over the glass out of play. Bit of a scrum here at the side, but that'll quickly dissipate. Too much on the line right now. 3:07 to go in Game 5. The Canadians are about 3 minutes away from taking a 3-2 series lead.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam.
NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
3:07 to go in the third. Habs up 3-2. We have become familiar with this scoreline over the last couple games.
Well, 3-2 for the last three, and I think at this point the question is, will the Montreal Canadiens make the final mistake and allow Tampa Bay back into this game? Now, we've been in a TV timeout. Tampa Bay does have their own timeout left, so you would expect to see a pretty healthy dose of Hagel and Point and Kucherov and Gensel and Cirelli. Can't imagine it's going to be too much of anybody else here as Tampa Bay is hunting for the tying goal. You wonder how long Vasilevsky is also going to be in his net.
Face-off blocker set on Dobish. Dominic James versus Jake Evans. Evans wins it back. Matheson hammers it around the boards. And Bjorkstrand holds that in. Not for long, though. Habs play it to center ice. Rolling back into the Lightning zone. Dominic James. Passes off. Tampa Bay to center. Bjorkstrand. Right side for Gonçalves. Hits the brakes. Low shot. Goes all the way across for Moser. Moser with a try, and Dobish able to find that and hang on tight with 2.5 now to play.
Some clock watching going on for John Cooper and his staff. Can't imagine there's going to be a timeout here.
See if there's a line change here.
I think that is something that we will in fact see. I think Cirelli will come on.
Kucherov's coming on, and he might not leave the rest of the game. And here goes Vasilevsky to the Tampa Bay bench.
Well, 2.5 is just a healthy stretch of the legs for Kucherov. Won't be an issue for him to stay on for that long. For everybody else, might be a different story.
Cirelli, Kucherov, Hagel, Gensel, Point, and Radish. Tampa Bay putting their best foot forward here to try and tie this game at 3. Evans in the faceoff dot for Montreal. Tampa win it back. Kucherov, one-timer. That's turned away by Dobish. He got it with a blocker. Radish up high. Left side. Hagel with a shot. That's blocked by Carrier.
The dangerous play here is with Radish on the one-timer. We've seen him slide down and really use that strength.
Gensel right side with a shot. That's caught by Dobish. And he'll hang on tight.
Again here, I don't think this is when we're going to see the timeout from Tampa Bay, even though they have an offensive zone face-off. They have a line that has just come on the ice. And I think with this little break between face-offs, it will be enough for them to catch their breath.
2:12 to play. Face-off win for Montreal this time. Deneau got it back. Slavkovsky trying to play it out far side. And it does get out to center ice. 2 minutes to go. Habs move it down and wide of the Lightning net. That's going to go for an icing call.
No question that the Canadians, any opportunity that they're going to get, they are just going to fire. They will turn and whip these pucks. If they get a chance, they'll go high off the glass. They'll go head hunting if they have to. But if you're going to get in the way, you're going to pay the price. Now this is going to come off to Jakub Dobeš's blocker side. And again, critical face-off with under 2 to go.
Lightning win it back. Radish. Far side for Hagel. Back to Radish. Hagel downhill. Tries a wrister. Bounces around. It's handled by Tampa Bay. Kucherov. Right side Gensel. Cross ice. Finds Hagel. Up high to Radish. Hagel. Again downhill. Passes off Cirelli. Backhand. Try that. Stopped. Up top, Radish. Bouncing puck. That goes high. It might have been deflected by Deneau and out of play.
Well, that play coming off the wall was Hagel coming downhill, and he gets the puck in right beside the goaltender. And Jakub Dobeš wasn't too sure where that puck was as it comes off of Cirelli's stick. He just looks over his left shoulder immediately, and Mike Matheson is able to get that puck at least out to the wall before it finds its way up to Radish, who swings blindly at it.
And we've got a timeout here. Taken by Montreal. Trevor Letowski's got the whiteboard.
Trevor Letowski had the whiteboard out in between the last commercial break. And he was diagramming everything out. And it's probably not only was the strategy being put in place, but probably also the line combinations that were going to go out, the order in which the Canadians were going to hit the ice. Now we're seeing, getting an opportunity to see Tampa's bench as they're trying to get things sorted out. Remember, Tampa still has their timeout as well. 1 and 28 seconds left to go. Empty net scenario.
Deneau's been on the ice for just over 2 minutes. You'd like to keep him out there to be a face-off threat for Montreal, and it looks like he is going to stay out after this timeout.
You do look at the way things have gone this evening, and Jake Evans 12 for 14, over 85% on the evening. in the face-off circle.
Montreal have dominated the face-off dot tonight.
This is, as a centerman, this is where you're looking to your wingers to come in and bail you out, both for the Canadiens and for the Lightning as they try to recover.
Brayden Point wins it back for Tampa. They get set up. Kucherov with a low shot, tried to catch Dobish off guard. He made the pad save, and the Canadiens were able to clear it down the ice.
The angles that he's fired from, he just always catches you unsettled.
No icing here as Point comes the other way. They'll move it around the boards. Habs zone. Habs win the battle and then fire it down ice. That will be an icing call with 63 seconds to go, protecting this 3-2 Montreal lead.
Well, Slafkovsky in the corner, and it's Carrier who creates the turnover over onto Slafkovsky's stick. He had more time than he thought, but he just turns, fires that puck blindly all the way down into the far left corner.
Face-off win for Montreal, but they're going to say it's done unfairly, so we'll try it again.
This is furious if you're Nick Suzuki as you win that puck cleanly into the corner. Cirelli a left-hander, and you got Suzuki a right-hander. This is just the speed battle. Who can get to the middle of the ice first?
Big battle off the draw here. It's corralled by Brandon Hagel. Hagel up to Radish, left side. Hagel down to the net, stopped by Dobish off a tip. Tampa stay with it. Hagel left side across. Kucherov pulls the trigger. Another save made by Dobish. And the Habs to the line, not out. Hagel back across. Kucherov in front. That goes off a leg. That hit Caden Gooley. Back down low. Cirelli over to Kucherov right side. Floating up to the line, Kucherov. Gensel pulls the trigger. Another big stop from Dobish. 20 seconds to go. Gensel through the middle. Point with a try. Blocked in front. Stays in the zone for Tampa. 13 to play. Kucherov, Gensel, back and forth in front. No luck for Tampa. Able to hold it in. One more try. Hagel's shot blocked by Carrier. And Montreal are going back home with a chance to close out this series on home icing, Game 6.
Big scrum in front of the net. As the whistle goes, referees coming in trying to clear things out. Tampa Bay got exactly the looks that they wanted. The last one coming into Point in that bumper position. How many times have we seen Point score goals from there? Does it